Welcome back, everybody, to part 4 of this week's Yu-Gi-Oh! University. I'm Kevin Knowles, and I'm joined by
Alex,
Bryce,
and Mike.
And if you enjoy our content, please check us out at patreon.com/Yu-Gi-Oh! University. Now, this is our last segment we're doing this week, and it's actually pertaining to one of our Pegasus League tournaments that's happening at our locals, and it's GOAT format. So, for the people that don't know what GOAT format is,
tournament.
Yeah. So what people don't know about GO format is it's 2005. It'll be the format that 2005 Nationals was. So it's before Cybernetic Revolution, and it's before the tins, before Cybernetic Revolution came out.
Yeah.
So
No Xarian.
we're going to post up the deck list in the comments below, just like a little link. So you guys can go check out the actual official ban list because it's a lot of cards on it. But the main reason it's called GOAT format is there's a control deck that plays 3 Scapegoats, Metamorphosis, Thousand Eyes Restrict, and like Air Knight, Jinzo, just a bunch of good one-ofs. And essentially you just kind of sit there with Thousand Eyes, poke your opponent down, and just play off of +1s and +2s and trying to out-advantage your opponent. And that's the brilliance of the format, people say, and it's why a lot of people
It's
still
the
play
GOAT
it to this
control
day.
deck. Go control
Yeah.
deck. Yeah.
I'm not a very big fan of GOAT format. Can you guys sell me on it?
I think
Well.
it teaches people the basics of Yu-Gi-Oh, and in the sense that I want my card to get rid of 2 of their cards, or I want my 1 card to give me 2 cards. Just basic like
Resource
advantage. Yeah, resource management. And it teaches you in a very basic way because there's a lot of monsters that just suck in that. Like, there's a lot of cards that just suck in that deck. And you would, like, that suck now, but are, like, super pivotal at that time. So it gives you, like, a good sense of how the game was back then, too.
I think that it's interesting because like a lot of the cards would be considered very situational today, kind of like Nobleman of Crossout. But like
Yeah, but
people
it's so
set,
good.
but people set more cards because like Magician of Faith at 3 is a big thing because there's so many powerful spell cards with like the Trinity, which is what, if people don't know, is Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Delinquent Duo, and then also Heavy Storm is legal in that format. So having the flip monsters that get you any of those is nuts. So that's why like a situational card like Nobleman of Crossout is good.
Yeah, and Scapegoat was more so used to protect your life points rather than to link them all off.
Yeah.
You use them to use Metamorphosis to tribute it to summon a Thousand Eyes Restrict, or you did it to conserve life points, because a lot of those, like Mirror Force was at 1. A lot of those cards were limited.
Tarantulas at 1.
Yeah.
No Dark Hole, no Raigeki. 1 Lightning Vortex.
Yeah, Lightning
which
Vortex was at 1.
A lot of people didn't even play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout outs to Max Suffrage. He's the 2005 national champion, which is the format that we're going to be playing. But they played cards like Abyss Soldier, which is like a
Sinister Serpent.
1600, 1800.
1800 attack, 1000 defense, Aqua Monster.
Thank you.
What's its effect, Michael?
It says you can discard 1 card to put a face-up monster on your opponent's
You have
field
to
to the top
discard
of their
water
deck.
card.
I think it's
Sorry.
a water monster.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
have to discard Serpent. But
Sorry,
they
my
played
bad.
it because
Discard Sinister Serpent to put opponent's monster on top of their deck.
my highlight card of that whole format is Sinister Serpent. I love that card so much. I think it's one of my favorite cards.
Sinister Serpent. What's that do, Kevin?
So if it's in your grave, it's a 300, 250, 1-star water monster. It's a reptile. And if it's in your graveyard during your standby phase, you can add it back to your hand.
Tell me the synergies.
Well, Graceful Charity, oddly enough, makes you discard cards. So you just put it in there. It's a 1-star, so you can Metamorphosis it. And if you hold it in your hand and they Delinquent Duo you and they discard, if they don't hit your Sinister Serpent, you can discard your Sinister Serpent as the secondary card to get discarded. Or if they hit Sinister Serpent, you just morally defeat them
Yeah.
because they paid 1,000 life points to not do anything.
Yeah. It's nuts.
But I think it's a really great format. But besides Go Control, there are a bunch of other decks in that format, like Chaos Return, which plays like Dimension Fusion and Chaos Sorks and Thunder Dragon and a bunch of other dark monsters, which is really cool. Then you have obviously the namesake Go Control. There's like a Warrior deck. There's a bunch of other cool decks out there.
There's burn decks, flip flop.
Flip flop, yeah. So The reason we were talking about it this week is was prefacing, it's we have our locals having that tournament, which we're playing pre-Exarian Universe, which the Exarian Universe tins came out a little bit after GOAT format.
Nationals.
Yeah, it came after Nationals. So a lot of people don't consider it to be part of it, and some people do. But our tournament organizers decided to go against it, which I'm depressed about because Exarian's like one of my favorite cards.
It's
in
pretty
that
cool
set
card.
too.
And also, you can play a different style of deck, which some people call Zoo. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but that's kind of what I like to play in that format because I just like playing Berserk Gorillas and Exarian Universe and Skill Drain because they play a bunch of flip monsters. It's like flip Skill Drain, their deck sucks. It's fun.
How about you, Michael? What have your experiences with GOAT format been? Because I used to have 2 decks built, and then I quit for a long time. But we used to play like even 4 or 5 years ago, and people still play the decks.
It's really weird. I played Chaos format, and then after Chaos format, the ban list for Chaos Emperor Dragon and stuff like that came out. And then it was GOAT format, and I sat out all of GOAT format.
So did I.
And then I came back when Cybernetic Revolution came out, which was the tail end of GOATs, and that's when the card that ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out.
Cyber Dragon.
But back then, my favorite card also came out, one of my favorite cards, and it's super bad. It's not even good, but because of Scapegoat, it was like randomly good. Cybernetic Magician. You discard a card from your hand, make a monster 2000 attack. I actually beat somebody with that because I was like playing Treeborn Frogs and Scapegoats. And so like I set a Treeborn, they'd kill it, and then end phase Scapegoat, then bring my Treeborn Frog out, then sack it for my Cybernetic Magician, discard my hand, attack you with my wave of 2,000 dudes. Super random.
If only you could discard Dangers. That'd be good.
No, that card's actually just really bad because it sets it's like you can use it on a monster that's higher, but it just changes its attack to 2,000. But anyways, I like playing GOAT. I don't like playing Neo GOAT.
Like the newer versions.
I don't like playing renovated GOATs.
I get what you
should
mean.
say.
Because if for people that don't know, cards like Trap Dust Shoot, Enemy Controller, Brain Control,
Even Upstart.
Upstart
to be honest.
Upstart was at 2. But those cards are at 3, and during that format, like during 2005, nobody played with them because they were considered not good or just didn't have consideration to be played. And a lot of times people just add them into their decks nowadays, and that's kind of like the new age GO format is like playing with all the cards that were available rather than playing with the deck lists that were available. And I'm more of a fan of playing with the deck lists that were available because, in my opinion, I wouldn't have been smart enough to put those cards in my deck. I was like,
it's like a format refined by like 14 years then.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I played Econs, but I also played, because, I played after that format, but I was playing, like, the dark variant with Mystic Tomatoes, Don Zalugs, Gravekeeper's Guard, Gravekeeper's Spy, and then I was playing Econs because, like, my dad, like, absolutely loved that card, so we had 6 copies of them. It was it wasn't like a tin promo, but it was like...
It was an ultra.
It
was an ultra rare.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it also came. It also came in another. No, that was Shrink. Never mind. That was.
Ooh, yeah, I did like Shrink too.
Yeah, I liked that. Oh, like back when they used to have the like cardboards with like the 4 packs and then the like 1 card in the middle.
They still kind of do that, don't they?
I
Alex,
don't know.
why aren't you a fan of GOAT Control?
I think it's decided by swing cards. I don't think that's interesting.
What would you define a swing card for our viewers?
Heavy Storm, the Power 3, whatever you said.
Oh,
the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
I just think that like a lot of times you can be having a fun game of GOAT, which I think the fun part is the worst situational cards, which is I think that's really fun. But it feels really bad when your opponent just hits you with the swing card, like swings the game in an unfun way.
Yeah,
I think
there's lots of one-ofs though, so
yeah, I feel like
yeah.
A lot of it comes down to like the play style maybe too. Just from knowing you personally, you play a lot of like combo crazy decks.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
what
fact
I like
that
about Yu-Gi-Oh.
and then the fact that in Go format, like your best plays are like T setting, like like set a monster, set 1 because I know you might have Heavy Storm, kind of idea.
like your crazy combo was what, like Mata's the Zapper with like 2 or 3 equip cards.
well, there's some sweet DMOC decks. I think.
Yeah, with Dimension Fusion and stuff like that. Yeah, because it's at 3.
They were weak though. They were like really weak.
Reasoning's at 3.
I know Reasoning was at 3
And Monster Gate, but nobody played that deck.
because it was weak.
I agree, but like, I think I find it enjoyable because I like those grindier games. I mean, this is coming from somebody that spent hours doing a stupid DeLorean combo, but like I was talking to these guys before we started rolling. Is like I used to hold graceful. I hold graceful charity now until I draw Sinister Serpent. Like I get super greedy. I'm just like, no, I want to discard one card. Like
Yeah.
And you can do crazy plays like that, and you can have like a different form. Like you can play it so much differently than your opponent, and it's just super interesting on how you go about playing your cards. Like the Atom Block, where you set your Heavy Storm, and then they get comfortable and they set 2.
Atom block.
Ooh.
Okay, first off, that is called pro storming.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
It's pro storming.
and my father originated that.
was passed down the boy line for generations.
Okay, me and him were playing in my grandma's basement, and this man schooled me up. He had a back row, and I was like, "Oh, I can set Mirror Force Torrential. I'm fine." He draws, flips Heavy Storm. He's like, "You just got pro'd up." my own father.
But that's still a play I do today. I set my Heavy Storm, and then they
That's
like
what everyone does.
I
these
You
know.
just
days.
bait him.
they get comfortable, set 2, and you're just like,
Thanks.
thanks, dude.
It's so
Thanks.
common of a play that you just blind MST.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
All the
hit their
time.
Heavy Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're just like, nice, set 5, and they're like,
Idiot.
But I mean, there's a lot of intricacies. Like I always summon my Sangin. Like people set it, and I'm just like, why would you want to get Nobleman, dude? Just summon it. And they're like, I could take damage.
I'm
You're like,
baiting him.
that's fine.
I'll
What are they
take-
gonna attack me?
I'll take the 600 damage
Yeah.
or the 700 damage from a short
If they
breeze.
summon Berserk Gorilla, okay, I took 1,000. Whatever. I
you
didn't
got
get
me.
Nobleman though. Like small plays like that, or I'll set cards I want to get Nobleman.
Yeah.
If I'm holding Moth, and like there's a lot of like different ways you can play it, and that's really why I enjoy the format.
That's why I like Exarian. You can just set that
Like-
19 ass.
But I mean, the deck I'm going to be playing is, I'm going to keep it a secret. But
We all know you're playing Burn.
yeah, I'm going to play Stallburn with skill drains and big shield Gardenas and wall of revealing lights and wave motion cannons. It's going to be a
Yeah.
good time.
Sounds fun.
Oh, yeah.
The thing I like about that format.
Fake trap, you play fake trap because if they
Oh
heavy
my
storm you,
gosh.
you just fake trap them. You're like, oh, nice, heavy storm, dude. Because you have wall of revealing light.
That's so stupid.
Fake
You have
trap
3
is
solemn
nasty.
judgment and 3 fake trap.
I'm a side triple giant Trunade, motherfucker.
Go for it. Cold wave is legal too. So.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, I saw
Cult waves.
I saw Doug comment on one of like Con Gurney's like post for it. It was like Cold Wave's legal, right? Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Like nobody played that card back then.
Nobody.
Like, if I were to play in that tournament and someone Cold Wave me, I'd literally stare at like my opponent in the
Like,
face.
what
Like,
is that
what are you
doing?
what are you doing?
Cool, you cold
There's
wave
not
me. They're
enough
like,
ways
summon
to
a monster attack.
monsters.
You're like,
It doesn't do
okay.
anything.
Yeah, I don't know. But what I like about that format mainly is the like one of interactions. Like you could play a deck of 41-0s, and that's what I like about the format.
That's what Go Control pretty much is.
I mean,
Just
except
'cause
for
so many
the
good cards are limited, so you just
Yeah.
forced to.
well, yeah.
So you just like breakers limited.
But I mean, like, but you
random
could
cards are limited, and you're
you
just
could
like,
play
sweet.
like a
Yeah,
you
it's
could
limited.
play a really weak chaos deck.
Protector of the Sanctuary is limited. Reflect Bounder is limited in that format.
Yeah, it just got touched on that list. But I mean, like, you could play like a really weak chaos deck with just a bunch of 1-ofs, and like you can have some really fun like interactive mirror matches.
I really like playing. I really liked like Shining Angel, Mystic Tomato Chaos deck. I don't know if that was popular then or if it was later, or maybe it was before that. But I don't
Might have been
know. I
before.
thought it might have been
A lot
before.
of the Chaos decks I see now just play Thunder Dragon, because then they can just dump the lights into their graveyard fast.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you dump Thunder Dragon, now you have 2 Thunder Dragons, and you can graceful your other 2 Thunder Dragons now. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the format and like I like some of the interactions, but I mean I'd have to agree with Alex of like
The swing cards.
swing cards are stupid.
I
Like
think
if
the biggest
Yeah.
one
you
is
see
BLS.
if you well
BLS is a
yeah,
big
but
one.
like there was a lot of outs to BLS. Like there were like I think it was like the tail end of the format, but like Bottomless was seeing play because people finally realized it was good, especially with the Beast Stun decks running around.
was
and stuff
Bottomless
like
at
that.
1?
Is that 3?
It was
at
at 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a lot of the Go Control monsters, if you think
They're
about it, are
low.
not 1500 or more.
Yeah.
Like
They're
you're
like
only
14,
hitting
11,
hitting Tribe, Assure Priest,
and BLS.
Banisher, or not Banisher,
Aaron
Aaron
Knight.
Harshath, and then like BLS, and then like
Breaker.
if you and Breaker, and then if you have a set bottomless, like you just get Jinzo'd.
What do you guys? So you were saying swing cards, Alex. Do you feel like there's swing cards now in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Like
Red
what?
Reboot.
Red Reboot, like
Mhm.
hand traps.
But Red Reboot is
The best
a
card
s-
ever printed.
pretty much, it
Yeah.
invalidates like a whole strategy of the game if you
It's
have
true.
it. But that's
a whole
yeah.
third of the game.
I
Trap
was-
spell
I was
monster.
talking about someone that was like,
Even if you just look at like the two kinds of decks, there'd be like control decks and like the combo-y
just
decks.
gets rid of half of them.
Half of them you're like, I might
No,
just get
stop, please.
rebooted. Like it was
Mhm.
just in your considerations when you build your deck. Like
So do you
just
feel
like-
like, well, because let's say in, for example, Red Reboot, like that's a swing card, right? But it's like you die after that card gets played.
yeah, that's
In Go
yeah.
format, if someone duos you, you're down 2 cards, but you
Yeah,
can still
it's
play
just
out
like-
of it pretty decently well.
I think it's like those cards affect the game less the earlier they get played, but like the later on, if you find like that sick turn where you like you're ahead like just a little bit and you top deck your duo and you just play duo and they were like holding some stuff back and they just lose like the 2 cards they were holding back, that's a bummer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the you had this specific thing and that makes me feel bad, which is why I like newer Yu-Gi-Oh, is because like it's a lot more like decks are a lot more honest with what they're trying to do
Mm.
now, so you can like
Like, the
plan
game plan is
in
clear.
you can plan in deck building for matchups,
that's fair.
kind of.
Like you know what
But that
Salamangreats are
happens
going to
less.
do. You know what Sky Striker plan is. Like
Yeah.
you know all these archetypes and what their plans are, so you can kind of plan ahead. But Go Control, they're just like, I just want to out advantage you. You're like,
Yeah,
I
and-
don't know how to out that. Like, you're like, I guess I'll just have to out advantage them. Like,
I mean,
A cool part about goats is it's like read based a lot of the times, and I do like that part. But
a lot of mind games.
there
Yeah.
is a lot of different cards you can play in that format. Like, not all the Go format decks play the same things, and like
yeah,
some people play like Spy, and like they'll play like certain cards in their side deck for people that play Spy with like the what's the 19 dude? I forget. The Gravekeeper bouncer
Keeper's
dude.
Guard.
Yeah, then like there's like different like little engines like that people play, and like when you're doing like I forget what I'm trying to say, but you play around like the interactions between cards, not like the strategy as a whole, because like the decks aren't like super like they're synergistic, but they're not like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh synergistic. There's like the interactions are like less, but
There's no
still-
archetypes.
Moth,
Yeah.
Moth Tsukiyomi, like that's
Yeah.
an interaction, but it's not like they were meant to be played together. It just kind of works out that, hey, it's a flip monster, so I can get my Book of Moon back and then flip it down with Tsukiyomi and then get my Tsukiyomi back, and you're like, sweet, now
I get
set.
another card.
yeah. Kind of like a slower, like, oh, I got this advantage, but they're not like meant to be played together, but they just happen to be good together. Rather than being like, this is Salamangreat Tsukiyomi, and this is Salamangreat Magician of Faith.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that makes sense. I should probably play them together. I see what you're saying. It deck building was crazy back then. I think it would have been crazy hard to deck build and figure out what's good and what's not. So I always have an appreciation for that, because they're not like, let me add my 35 Cyber Dragon cards
Yeah.
and then throw 5 other cards in. Now we're good.
It's like, do you want to play like DD Assailant? Do you want to play Gravekeeper Spy? Do you want to play Warrior? Like, there's a bunch of different like level 4 monsters that you can
Yeah,
play.
do you want to play
side
Exiled
the-
Force or not? Like,
yeah, and you want to
stuff,
play
et
Rhoda,
cetera.
like, and you can side into like those different like monster strategies depending on what monsters your opponents are playing. Like, it's not just like everyone plays like the staple spells, but like the monsters are like different
And even some of the traps.
in traps too.
So how do you guys
Widespread
feel?
Ruin versus Sagratsu.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. That's a big one. How do you guys feel that like playing GOAT format helps you with modern day Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, do you think it makes you a better player, or do you think it's just kind of its own thing?
I kind of think it's its own thing. But
Yeah.
I'd have to say it's like its own thing because of like the power creep
Mm-hmm.
over the last 14 years. Yeah.
I
Sorry,
think if you
bad
made
math.
like a multi-format Yu-Gi-Oh like training course where you like went through and played like Go, like you could play it like Goat and then Tengu Plant and then like even
Like a
then
step
New
up.
Age. Yeah. In each deck, it's like kind of similar in that you have like the same plan where you like are abusing this big 4 monsters card. but it just like as the game evolves, you would learn a new aspect of it each time. So I think yes, it would like if we did like a training course involving multiple formats.
Like someone brand new, never played Yu-Gi-Oh before. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's play goat control format
Go
first.
and then you
Take
learn
them
how
through
to
like dual
synchro,
puzzles.
and then you learn how to succeed and stuff.
Do you remember the dual side note, the dual puzzles off of the DS games?
Yeah.
The World Championship and stuff.
Yeah.
Those were the coolest things ever. I wish they did more of that. Like
They have them on
on
Duel
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Links, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh Pro. I don't know about Duel
Or
Links.
no, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh Pro, yeah.
Yeah, they had a bunch of them. I tried doing a bunch of them once on like a plane flight I had, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I realized one of them was like doing like the Mullen or the Grand Soil loop, but it was like a FTK Grand Soil loop that was like a million steps, and I realized that's what I was supposed to do, and I was like, "Mm-mm."
I already solved this puzzle without clicking.
Log out.
I don't
Yeah.
know what to
The
do.
lockout is
You misclick, you have to restart over.
But so just to wrap up Go format, so at the turn, hypothetically, what would you play?
I would play a Dimension Fusion deck.
That's to be expected.
I would probably my actual plan. I'll disclose it to you guys. Is to play a sneaky deck where it looks like I'm trying to play Goat Control Standard the whole time. Then one turn I'm like Bazoo, banish some cool dudes, attack you. They're like, that's a weird card. You played in this, and then I'm like, the next turn, Dimension Fusion, attack with a bunch more stuff.
I forgot about Bazoo.
On one
Bazoo's
little
sick.
That deck
little
was so
opening.
good.
You just you find the little opening and you right through it.
Austin, did you hear that? Michael, what would you play?
That's what my dad would
Manicore
play
is that too.
with
Hmm?
Bazoo.
With the
Sneaky,
card of
sneaky.
safe
I think
return
that's
loop.
the way to do it because they like.
I mean,
playing Go Control.
as fun as it would be to like draw infinite cards. I would want to I'd want to play Bazoo, Strike Ninja, Dimension Fusion because like just summoning a Bazoo, pumping it up, and then Big Bang shotting, and just crushing whatever defensive monster they have is just insane. And then like the fact that like, if your DMOC gets discarded off Graceful Charity or whatever, and like you're not monster reborning it, you can just go Strike Ninja, banish it, then Dimension Fusion everything back and just OTK your opponent. If I wasn't playing that though, I'd play Warrior Toolbox.
That's a good one.
Just so I can go Mata the Zapper, slam 4 equip spells on him, smack, kill you. I mean, yeah, I guess Benkai. I never really liked that card. It's like really good because like you just go like Mage Power, Big Bang Shot.
Not a United. I mean, you can't play United.
It was
the
it was
Axe,
Big Bang Shot, Axe of Despair, Mage Power, and then
Were those weapons out? The like Guardian weapons?
I think so. I think
I don't think they were any good though.
threw out Twin Sword. You played Twin Sword.
Oh, discard to
The
attack
discard
twice?
loses 500. Discard can attack twice.
Or is it directly?
Oh no! Yeah, you played Guardian Shooting Star Steel Bow.
Yeah, the one that
Minus
lets
You
1,000
played
attack.
Shooting Star Steel Bow, yeah, because if you just opened Benkai 5 equip spells, you just like won because you're like attacking you directly 5 times. Yeah.
Bryce, what would you play?
Probably either some weird goat deck or just burn. I kind of just want to play a burn deck.
I think
Stall
off
burn's gonna be
meta
sick.
is kind of the most powerful thing you could do.
Oh, stall
In a-
burn is gonna
in
be
a-
sick.
An event where people are like, okay, I'm gonna play goat, but I haven't really played goat before.
You're
I don't
It'll
know.
probably be poor.
They
at
ain't gonna
resource
have a
That's where
side deck.
that's where I think the swing cards would come up the most. Is you're like, wow, I lost to. That's where you'd feel the worst. Is I lost to someone significantly worse than me because they had like one of these swing cards. So you could just avoid that situation kind of and play like off
and have a good
decks.
time.
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for somebody to Nolman and cross out my Big Shield Guardian. That's gonna be so awesome. Nope. All right, nice. My turn now. Wave motion cannon. Set 3. Pass.
Are you playing
Like,
Spirit Reaper?
no. It plays 3 Big Shield Gardena, exiled 4, Sanguine, Sinister.
You just
It's
lose
because
to
he
Big
plays
Bang
skill-
Shot
he
if you play
plays-
Spirit Reaper.
You play triple skill drain.
Yeah, he's playing skill drain, so the Spirit Reaper wouldn't.
But Big Shield Gardena stays at 26, and they can't put it to attack position either. He just stays there. He's a big booty
Because
boy.
of what? No econ in that format.
Nope.
I played econ. I played in that format. And
I'm playing Econ.
Well, I played the tail end.
My deck will be built in 2019. Yeah.
2017.
Yeah, I was about to say, so
I hate
It's
this.
been a-
I
it's-
know. I
yeah.
just don't want to be. Yeah, it's
I
always
hate
am.
this Neo Goat nonsense. But I mean, if other people are gonna do it,
Might as well.
you might as well do it. I mean,
You
I
gotta
won't
join
be
'em.
there.
I'm gonna play
I won't be
Stealth
there.
Bird.
But
That's my dad's favorite card.
I thought your dad's favorite card was Relinquish.
It definitely is
It's-
relinquished.
Before Relinquished, he played Burn decks forever, and he played Stealth Burn. or
You
Stealth
understand that Relinquish was the third starter deck to ever come out, right?
Bird. Yeah, but he didn't play it then.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
you knew
yeah.
Relinquish was out hella before Stealth Bird.
The first deck I built my dad was out of the commons I had laying around, and then I found this card called Chain Energy, and
Oh my
then
gosh, that card is a lot of fun.
and then he found a couple more at the store, and then he played Chain Energy for like a year. Which, if you
Okay.
don't know, is whenever you play a monster or a spell, that player takes 500, I think. I don't know.
If EA was a Yu-Gi-Oh deck,
you gotta pay to play.
yep.
You gotta pay life points. Okay, chain energy aside, please let us know what GOAT format deck you would play, what spicy techs you might have from 2005, and we're gonna be signing off this week. See you guys.
Bye.
So yeah.